Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'll be showing you everything that's been added, changed, or fixed in Minecraft Snapshot 23w05a. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.20 news in the future. And so this video is also a live stream at the same time, which is why there's no editing in it. But we'll get straight into all the new changes, features in this snapshot. Then the first of which is actually in the menu. And so that is a new create world screen. So if you go into your game and create new world, you will now see this screen. This has changed a whole lot from the previous snapshot. So let's get into what has changed here. So the screen is now organized into 3 different tabs. First of all, there is the game tab, which is this one we're on right now. And here you can set the name of your world to whatever you want it to be, something like this, for example. You can also set the game mode, so hardcore, creative, or survival. And then down here you can set the difficulty of your world. And here you can say if you want to be able to use cheats or not. And that's everything you can see on this first tab. Then there's a second tab for world. And here you can change the type of world you want to create. For example, a default world, a super flat world, a large biomes world, an amplified world, or a single biome world. Or of course you hold Alt and scroll through. There's also the debug mode world there as well. So let's say we want to create an amplified world or a single biome world. Here you can click customize. This is just all the same as previously. So we'll say amplified. You can add in your seed right here. And you can say if you want to make it so that you generate structures, and also the bonus chest option is right there as well. And then finally, there's the more tab up here, where you can set your game rules and your data packs. Data packs, of course, will be important because in these kinds of snapshots, you want to make sure you add the update 1.20 data pack, such that you get the new features into your world. And then here we can change our game rules like previously. It's more just a new way of looking at it, just a new way of structuring it, so it's more clear where everything is, I suppose. And so let's set up some of these game rules as well, so we can get going with our world. So we'll set all of this to off, and we'll also make sure that we don't get any weather or anything like that, because that's just annoying. Alright, so then let's go over the game, and we'll create our new world, if we set it to creative, because that makes more sense for a showcase, of course. And that is the new create world screen. So that's actually an update for Minecraft 1.19.4 and not for 1.20. So we'll see this update earlier in the game. And so they've also removed the import settings button and the corresponding export settings button in the edit world screen. So that you can't use anymore. Alright, then let's see what else we have for 1.19.4, and then we'll go into 1.20 later on, where we have some new changes to the armor trims as well. So first of all, interacting with armor or lighter items in hand will now swap them with equipped gear. So if you have, for example, a diamond helmet, like this one over here, and you also have an iron helmet, like this one, you can right-click them to equip them. But now if you right-click a different helmet, when you're already wearing one, it will change it like this. And so that works quite nicely, actually. You can see the switching going on right here. And so previously, it actually would only be able to add an item to your head if you weren't wearing anything. And so this works for all of your armor slots, of course. There we go. And then we also have a couple of technical changes, which are, I don't think that important, but if you want to read through them, then you can read through them yourself in the patch notes. I'll leave linked in the description down below. However, there is one interesting thing added to the effect command. I'll go through that here. So you can now give yourself an infinite amount of time for one of these effects. So let's say we want to give ourselves the night vision effect. So let's give ourselves night vision for an infinite amount of time. So here's your option. So usually we put in your number of seconds here, then your amplifier. But now instead of putting in a large number of seconds, you can just put in infinite, because it's of course used a whole lot if you're playing in creative mode. You would just want to get an infinite amount of some of the potion effects. So now you can add infinite here, and then afterwards you can type in the amplifier. So for example 10, of course for night vision that doesn't matter. And you can still put in true if you want to hide the particles. Now if we press enter, we can see we get the night vision effect. And if we open our inventory, there it is, infinite night vision. The infinite symbol is even there in the effect you have on your screen right here will never run out, and so this is very, very useful. And so that is the changes for 1.19.4. Also, infinite or amplified worlds are amazing. And now let's get into the experimental features for 1.20. And so these are mainly changes to the armor trims. And the first one is quite a huge change, because previously you couldn't apply any of the armor trims to leather armor. However, this has now been changed and you can now do this. So we'll grab all the leather armor, and we'll also grab, for example, tide, because I think it's the one that people like the most. We'll grab a smithing table, and we'll also grab some gold ingots. Why not? And we'll also get some red dye, because of course you can dye the leather armor. That's already a feature. It's been in the game for a very long time. If we grab a crafting table at least. There we go. We should now have everything. So we can add the leather armor. And one at a time. Yes. And I just got rid of that. So that's why it's a live stream. Yes. Usually I would put a cut here in the video. But no, there we go. We'll just fix it just like that. And there we go. We have some beautiful red dyed leather armor. Now if we grab our smithing table, we can put in the tide thing right here and put in our gold ingots. And now as you can see, yes, we can add the armor trims to leather armor. That is actually quite cool and an amazing way to customize your armor even further than we already could before. And this just looks incredible. That's some beautiful red armor with some gold stripes around it. Very nice. And there's also another new feature that was previously not possible using this smithing table. And that is you can now add, for example, a gold trim to gold armor. So let's see what that looks like. So grab some gold armor. And we have gold, of course, in our inventory already. So now we can add gold trims to gold armor. And it will look quite nice, actually. So yeah, we can now switch the armor quite easily here as well. This is what gold armor with the gold trim looks like. So it's not invisible. You still see the pattern, but it's more subtle. I think that's quite nice as well. And it's possible for all different materials in this armor trim update. You can now add the own color of material to that type of armor. Gold to gold, iron to iron, diamond to diamond, netherite to netherite. And yeah, I mean, that's it, I think. Then what else we have? Yeah, so the texture of the Dune armor trim has been tweaked. So the symbol on the chest plate is moved up a few pixels. So let's quickly check that out as well. So we'll grab, for example, a diamond chest plate with, sure, the gold. And we'll grab the Dune armor trim. Here we go. So this is what this now looks like. It's just that this pattern you can see here on the chest plate is moved up a couple of pixels than where it was previously. So it's better visible. And then also the loot tables for the smithing templates have been adjusted. So this is something that people were worried about, because these smithing templates were very, very rare. You had to go through, for example, 3-4 wooden mansions before you could find one of those Vex smithing templates, I believe. But there's been a couple of changes to this. So let's go through them. So for the Dune, Coast, Wild and Sentry smithing templates, they are referred to as common armor trims. And they always generate 2 templates in a chest when they are found. And so the Dune one is found inside of the Desert Temple, Coast inside of a shipwreck, Wild in a jungle temple, and Sentry, I believe, in a pillager outpost, if I'm not mistaken. So we can check this first, for example, for the shipwreck. So we'll locate a structure shipwreck. And we'll check out what the kind of loot is here for the smithing templates in one of these shipwrecks. So let's go down and check this out. So here in this chest, there is no smithing template. Okay, that's great. In this one, we have... Alright, apparently it doesn't open. That's worse, I suppose. Okay, there it is. Nothing in there. And the third chest... There we go. There's 2 Coast armor trims right there in this chest. So you should find at least 1 or 2 of these, or at least 2 of these common armor trims or smithing templates in the shipwreck, Desert Temple, the pillager outpost, and the jungle pyramid. That is really useful because those are, well, especially the jungle pyramid is quite a rare structure. And this, they've made this change to give new players a chance to understand that smithing templates are consumed when used. Alright, and also the netherite upgrade smithing template you use to upgrade your diamond armor to netherite armor has now been made twice as common. So that is, I believe, from 3% in bastion chests to 6% in bastion chests, if I remember correctly. And so they also mentioned that while we do want netherite upgrading to be more challenging, we felt the previous raids did not encourage further exploration after finding the first netherite upgrade template. Alright. Then we have the eye armor trim, which you find inside of the stronghold. So we'll locate the structure stronghold. So previously there's a 5% chance of finding the eye template inside of an altar chest and a 10% chance, or about that, inside of a library chest. So the change they've made here is that there is guaranteed to be one eye armor trim in every stronghold library chest, is what they say. And there it is, right there. And there it is, right there. I feel like this makes it a little bit too common, and we'll probably see more changes in the future. Because, of course, the stronghold generates usually with 2 of these libraries. Which means you already get 4 of these. Yeah, there we go. 4 of these inside of a single stronghold. I feel like that's a little bit too common, but we'll see what happens to that in the future. And then we also have the Vex armor trim inside of the Woodland Mansion. So, Woodland Mansion already have very few chests that utilize loot tables. In unlucky generations, you couldn't even find a single chest inside of a Woodland Mansion. Therefore, this one was way too rare. And so now I've greatly increased the chance of generating the Vex armor trim smithing template. So if you find the Woodland Mansion, you should now be able to at least find one of those Vex smithing templates. And across the board, smithing templates have been slightly more common. So all of the other smithing templates have also been made more common. And so you should find more of them in your world in the different structures. And so due to the method of crafting copies of the template, we want the process of discovering another template in the structure to feel like the player has just saved 7 diamonds. If the templates are too rare, this situation does not happen as much, meaning players will not be encouraged to explore more structures. And so I fully understand this. I feel like they're going to tweak this a little bit more in the future as well, because they want your player feedback as well to see what the players enjoy the most here in this case. And we'll just see what the final percentages are going to be. And so those are the main changes to 1.20. Lots of changes to the armor trims, especially making the smithing templates more common. We have the new world create screen for 1.19.4, along with being able to add internet effects. Then there is also a large list of bugs that have been fixed. You can read through those in the patch notes I'll leave in the description down below. Then I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure you leave a like. And of course, also subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.20 news in the future. I want to thank my tier 3 member, Smikla. Thanks for becoming a tier 3 member. Then anyway, there we go. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope to see you all in the next ones. Until then, bye bye!